Hey, what's up everybody? This is Titan from Titans of CNC. And today I am going to teach you how to program the TITAN-5M. So this part is another round part, but we have a different feature. First off, we have a star, kind of cool, kind of patriotic. And to go with the star is our Titans of CNC logo, the bald eagle flying right at you. Oh, so cool. So we're going to actually teach you how to engrave this, but I'm not going to use engrave. So what are we going to use? The suspense is killing us. All right, let's get to it, all right? So let's program this. All right, we're going to come up here. We're going to hit cam. Boom. All right, first thing we're going to do is the same thing because we're learning through repetition, right? Building blocks. So I'm going to hit this bad boy right here. I'm going to come over to model orientation, Z and X. I'm going to hit this bad boy right there. That puts my Z in place. My X is already good. I'm going to drop down here. I'm going to go to model box point. We're going upper left. Boom, right there. All right, looks good. We're going to go to stock, come down to all sides. We're going to repeat the process from the last part that we did. So we have 0.05, 0.05, 0.025, 0.025, 0.23, 0.020, 1 by 2, cut 2.05. All right, so that all looks good. I'm going to hit this guy. We're just going to start walking through it, right? Because now you guys have a little bit of experience under your belt. All right, so first thing I'm going to do, 2D, face mill, big old Kennametal face mill. Let's go grab that bad boy. All right, there you go. 4,000 RPMs, the same as before. All right, 4,000, 4,000. Keep it nice and slow right off the bat. Slow, then we'll speed it up later. 100. All right, looks good. All right, so that is good. It already gives you your perimeter. This guy's right here. Boom, 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 model top all the way down, 0 and 0, model top, model top. I love it. We're gonna change this to 180 so that we go left to right. I'm gonna go past extension, 1.5. I'm gonna drop down, none of this matters. I'm gonna jump over here. All this is fine. I'm gonna get rid of this because I don't need to arc in. And I'm gonna hit okay. Boom, all right. Now we're actually getting into some programming. Okay, so what's the next tool that we actually need to program? I'm actually looking at my print, and what I see is the radius right here is 175. All right, so that's an awkward size. Okay, so 187.5 is half the diameter or the radius of a 3/8 cutter. I actually want to use a 3/8 because it's a little bit, you know, it's bigger. It has a little bit more rigidity in it. But when it comes in, it's going to actually leave a little bit of extra material right here because it just can't get into that small corner. But because it's aluminum and because I'll make it up with my 1/4 inch that comes in and finishes it, I think we're going to be okay. All right. So 3/8 end mill. Come back up. Let's rough everything just like we did before. Boom. All right. I'm going to come down over here. Building blocks. I'm going to come down to 3/8. Say okay. I'm going to put 4,000. I'm going to drop down. I'm going to go, I'll leave it at 25. Right there. 25, 25, 25, 100. That looks good. It already knows I'm good. Now you got rest machining. That's good. All this looks good except the bottom. It already knows that we're roughing everything. So we're going to say negative 0.020 right there. All right. So because it's a small tool, I'm just going to go nice and light. This is for education, and we're going full depth. So 0.075 on that bad boy right there. All right. And we're going to just keep coming down. Minimum cutting radius. I'll make that small. All right. So that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. 0.005 is better. And I'm just going to tab 100. I don't want your guys' machine going too fast. So keep that at 100. And this is good. This is good. That's plunge. That's good. I think we are good to go. So I'm going to hit this bad boy right there. It's calculating. Oh, look at that pass. Look at that pass. It's beautiful. Yeah. Okay, so that looks good. So the next thing that I'm going to actually do, since I have a big tool and I'm here, how about we finish the bottom just so we have more rigidity, right? So I'm going to come up here. I'm going to actually go to 2D contour. Okay. I'm going to leave. This is 4,000, 25, 25, 25. Boom, boom, boom. I love it. Love it all the way down. You know what? It's a finished pass. Let me just slow down. Slow down. Boom, boom. All right. So there's double lines here, right? So make sure you get this line. This is the line we want right there. All right. So then we come up here. We're dropping all the way to the bottom. So the same thing. I can just come over here, go model bottom. And this one, I'm going to go negative 0.020 again. We're good. We're good. Now we're going to go comp is going to be where. I'm going to drop down, drop down, drop down. Everything looks good. Now I'm not leaving stock because this is my finished pass, right? So I'm going to say that's okay. And I'm just going to drop, drop, drop. Maybe make this out of 45. Boom, boom. This doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to get rid of it. Everything looks good. All right. So I'm going to hit OK. I like it. You guys like it? You're ramping in, ramping out. Looks good, looks clean. All right. So the next tool we're going to use is a 1/4 inch, and we're using a 1/4 inch because the diameter is smaller than this. The radius is smaller than this radius right here, so we can actually contour it nicely. Okay. So next tool is going to be right here. I'm going to actually do the same thing. I'm going to do a 2D contour. All right, but I'm going to change this guy. I'm going to come over here to building blocks. I'm going to go grab a 1/4 inch end mill. I got 4,000 already. I'm going to come down. I'm going to say 20 here, 20, 20, 20, 100. That all looks good. I'm going to come up here. Now, this is something I don't think you guys have done yet. All right. So now I have a 1/4 inch is only about this big, right? And you have all this extra space, but we're not doing a pocket. So how do you get it done? This is how. So easy. Like boom, right there. And then you actually click this guy. Come over here, stock contours. Click this guy. Boom. And then it understands what you're trying to cut. All right. Then I'm going to come over here. I'm going to leave all this alone at the top, but my bottom height, I'm going to say selection. I'm going to hit this guy right here. Boom. See it? I think it looks good. So we're going to go next over here. Now we're just doing finish passes, right? So right here, I'm going to come down, come down, come down. Minimum cutting radius, that's fine, that's fine. Everything looks good, everything looks good. But right here, on multiple depths, roughing passes, it's already roughed, so I don't care. So I'm gonna actually take this guy, and I'm gonna do multiples here. So I'm gonna go 0.150, right? Because it's a 1/4 inch, so that's nice and small. And I'm gonna say 3 passes. And right there, we're gonna hit this guy right here. And I'm gonna say 1, and then I'm gonna say 0.005. That is gonna help me right here. Remember that extra material right there? If I came in, it might hit too much material on my finish pass, so I'm only taking 5 here, but all of a sudden I'm taking like 17 thousandths over here. It's aluminum, it'll probably just eat it up, but this will allow us to just go around, kind of hit it, make sure that the final pass has the perfect amount of material. There's no fluctuation. It is absolutely beautiful, hitting specifications. All right, so I think that looks good. I think that looks good. That looks good. Okay, so now I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna actually 25. I'm gonna take this to 40. I'm gonna actually say that that's fine. This is fine. This all looks good right here. So I'm gonna say, okay, check it out. So basically it's gonna come over and go boom, 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 you know, finish all this stuff. And then it's gonna drop in, walk around, and you see the 2 passes. So it walks around 1 time, walks around another time. Oh, we love it, like the star. Look at that. Look at my eagle. Look at my eagle. Like it's like coming at you, like oh. Anyway, okay. So next tool. So we finished this guy. We finished the bottom. We did the top. So let's go ahead and grab a 3/8 chamfer mill. Remember now, you guys, if you're already at this point, you should have your setup sheet, which is in related files to the right of this video, and have it in front of you, and know that we're going to a 3/8 chamfer mill for tool 4. Why am I doing 3/8? Because this is a 1/4 20 thread, which is a 1/4 inch diameter, so I needed something bigger that could make this chamfer over here. All right, makes sense? So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm gonna come up here, I'm gonna say drill, I'm gonna say select, I'm gonna go to building blocks, I'm gonna come down, I'm gonna grab my 3/8 chamfer, I'm gonna hit that bad boy. It's 4,000, I think we're good. So we're like 20. All this doesn't even matter. It's just my habit, you know, just making sure everything's like, you know, nice and slow and everything's good and stuff. I actually program in probably 6 or 7 different software. So sometimes I get a little confused as far as different things. So I like to just be completely sure that everything is good, right? Better safe than sorry. So we went through, everything looks perfect. I'm gonna hit this guy right here. I'm gonna hit this guy right here, and I'm gonna actually grab one of these guys. So you just have to grab one. Now it does all of them, and it looks good. So all 5 are selected. I'm gonna hit this guy right here. Now I'm gonna go to selection here, and I'm gonna go to this surface, right? And now, how big is that chamfer? Like, how big do we want the chamfer to be? Roughly about 10% of the diameter, so that it'll have a lead in, right, into that thread. So that would be 25 thousandths on a 1/4 inch. So that's 275 thousandths. It's a 45-degree angle, 90 included. I'm going fast. All right. So basically, we want to go 275 thousandths. So we just have to divide that by 2. There's some easier ways to do it, but I want you to understand it. So that's how we're going to do it. All right. So we're just going to go negative 0.1375. And that is half of 275. All right. Makes sense? And then we're just going to drill in. We're going to do it good. See how it's raising up, moving over, dropping down, raising up, moving over. Later on, you can do, after your G81, you can actually drop your your R value. So R negative, if this is 1/4 inch, you can do R negative 150 or 200, which will just kind of get it to rapid closer. But right now I don't want to do that. But Just telling you it's an option, okay? So, boom, we're good. And you can see, you can double check it. Like, look, this is the thread and this is the chamfer we made for the thread. And it looks perfect, so I like it. Okay, so what are we gonna do next? We're going to actually engrave this guy right here. Not engrave, we're gonna chamfer it, 2D chamfer, all right? So I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna say 2D chamfer right here. I already got my numbers in here, 20, 4,000, boom, boom. I already have my tool selected, tool 14. I'm gonna drop down, boom, boom, boom. So that all looks good, okay? So I'm gonna come over here, actually plunge rate. Look at those things, it's like bugging me. All right, so I'm gonna just plunge quicker. Come over here. I'm gonna actually say my contour is the inside. So it's the inside, which is the top surface inside. I'm gonna come over here, model top all the way down. This looks perfect. So I don't have to do anything, right? So now I come over here, it's asking me chamfer width. It already knows my width because I'm on the inside. So that's kind of a little trick right there. So hit 0, 50 thousandths is the tip offset off. I'm gonna leave that alone. It's already in where. And I'm not about to hit anything, so I'm just gonna say that's good. I'm gonna hit this guy. I'm gonna drop down, boom, boom. I'm gonna say 0.025, boom, boom. It's only a 10,000 chamfer, so everything here is nice and tight, okay? I don't even care about that guy right there. And just because I don't want it to start way out here or something, on here, entry position, I'm actually gonna say like this guy right here. All right, so keep it nice and in, keep these nice. So I'm gonna hit that bad guy. There you go, there's your chamfer. Now, this is a massive tool right here, and you have a chamfer down here, which is like an impossible thing, because if you're 50 off, you're just gonna like hit this guy, right? No, I'm actually gonna teach you something right now. So I'm gonna actually right click this guy. I'm gonna duplicate this guy. And I'm gonna come in here, I'm gonna right click, I'm gonna edit. I'm already on my 3/8 right here, so that looks good. I'm gonna drop down, boom, boom, boom. Everything looks good. Everything looks good. But now here, I'm actually going to make a selection inside. Oh, love it, love it. Now I'm gonna come over here, and now my bottom surface is a selection. It's not the top, it's this guy right here. Okay, and when I come up here, I'm already on where? Now I'm on chamfer width. It's 0, right? Now this, what you got to understand about a chamfer is that whatever it's offset off is going to be offset down. So because it's at a 90-degree included, or 45 per side, if it's 50 over, it'll be 50 down. And that'll be like edge to edge. So if you go 100 over, 100 down. And if you actually want to like chamfer something, then if you go an additional 5 thousandths, that would be a 5,000 chamfer, 10 thousandths, and so on and so forth. So because the diameter is 3/8 and the radius is 187.5, if you only went 50 over, that would be like 130 thousandths that would be overhanging here, and it would clip this edge. Okay, so what all we have to do is we actually have to just take this and say like 0.1, instead of 87, we'll say 77.5, right? And then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to say 0.005 so I don't hit this edge. And now I'm taking it way out, right? So what that does is it just takes the edge of the cutter 10 thousandths past that. So I'm just kissing it. Like, this is math. This is machining, right? CNC machining. So, you know, if the math is good, you're going to be perfect. You just got to always double check that math. All right. So I'm going to drop down here, and I'm actually going to turn this guy off. I'm going to keep it at a 45. I'm going to take this a little bit bigger. You know, I might take that just because for you guys, I might take that to like 100 just to have the tool kind of drop down off the part. Okay. So boom, 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 boom. I think that looks good. So I'm going to say okay. And look at it. Look at it. Looks good, right? Because it like dropped way over here. But did it still touch it? I don't know. Let's go check it out. So we're going to right click over here. We're going to drop down to simulate. Okay. I'm going to actually turn the stock off so I can take a look at it. I'm going to turn this guy on. All right. Now watch it. Watch it. Watch it. So it thinks there's stock there, but there's not. So I'm going to walk in and look at it. You can see it. See it? Look at that. Oh, like it just kissed right around that corner, like so smooth, like boom. So that's the thing. When you guys are like deburring parts, when you're chamfering parts, take small chamfers, big chamfers. You know, when you program, move it around, right? You might use a chamfer and always say, oh, it's 50 thousandths, 50 thousandths. But if you're using the same chamfer on a lot of different parts, as a programmer, sometimes say 50, sometimes say 70, sometimes say 100, and use different points on the tool, and that will make it so you don't wear it out. Because if you always say 50 and you only run it 50, then all of a sudden it's going to wear. But the truth is, it only wore right here, right? This is all still perfectly new, so why throw the tool away? Makes sense? So there you go. That's something kind of cool that I just taught you guys. All right, so let me close this guy out. Now I got this tool, and look at that. I got my eagle like, oh, right there. Check him out. Looks so sick. Look at that. Looks so good. So a lot of guys would be like trying to engrave this thing, but I actually am not super excited about the engraving on here. If you're actually doing like wide letters and different things like that, then it's like super fast, super good. But this one, I want to go right down the center. So I'm going to do something different. All right. So I'm going to go 2D and I'm going to trace it. All right. The cool thing about tracing, like there's no real depth. It just traces a line. And it says 2D, so it's kind of weird. But if this goes in a 3D and goes all over the place, it will trace that line in multiple axes and make it all happen. Make sense? So here we go. So we got our 3/8, 20. Actually, you know what? I want this thing to be perfect. So I'm actually going to slow it down a little bit. All right. I'm going to hit this guy. It says nothing. So all you do, watch this. Watch how simple this is. That's what I want. That's what I want. I got it. We love it. Come over here. See, there's no depth now. It already knows because I selected something that was deep, right? So it already knows. So now I come over here and it's center. You got to make sure this is center, okay? So now you come down, it doesn't matter. On this, I don't care about that, right? So then I come over here, and this is all super simple stuff. So let me just double check. This was at 2 feet height. I'm gonna actually drop this down to 0.1. Just get it closer. And I'm gonna say, boom. Let me see. Looks good to me, right? Looks good, I like it. So check this out. And you can see it moves over. So if you actually come up here and actually turn this guy off, and then you see it, look at that. Absolutely perfect, okay? So you wanna make sure that when you engage into the material that you're not going too fast, right? Because you're coming straight down, you're not ramping in. This is a rare case, but it's a chamfer mill so it can handle it because it's at a 45 and it's not flat, okay? So that looks great. So now the chamfer is all done. Everything is looking good. We only have 2 more tools to go, so we're actually just gonna run right through this, all right? It's a roll tap, okay? So we're gonna use a 228 carbide drill. This thing like jams, right? I'm gonna do it nice and slow for you guys, but in the real world, we can make it happen, all right? So next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna come up, we're gonna go to drill, select, I'm gonna come to building blocks, I'm gonna drop down, we're gonna get the 228 drill, I'm gonna say okay, 4,000, I'm just gonna go 16 inches per minute, I'm gonna go that guy right there. Now, this doesn't even matter, but I'm gonna leave it alone, all right? So I'm gonna come over here, boom, boom, hit this guy. There you go. So we got all those guys. I'm gonna hit this guy right here. Top, top, top. Now, how deep are we going? So we'll leave it at model top, but this whole part is 750. So I basically just want to bring this all the way down as deep as possible without actually going through the bottom. So if it's 750, I'm going to go 700 deep. So I'm going to go negative 0.700 deep. I'm going to come up here. I'm going to say this guy right here, we're going to actually deep drill right here. Truthfully, this drill, you don't even have to peck it. Like, you can actually just go straight in, boom, boom, out, and it will handle it. But because this is for education purposes, I am taking my time. Okay, so I'm gonna go 0.1 just because the drill's like super awesome. And then I'm gonna say okay. And there you go, it's in there. I'm gonna flip it around. I can look at the bottom. This is like a safety thing. I'm like looking at it. I'm just like looking at that distance right there, and it looks good. You know what I mean? It looks good. So let me show you something else. That distance, I kind of knew what the distance was, but if you wanted to, you come in here earlier when we were chamfering around that corner, and you can actually grab that, and you can actually grab that. It'll tell you it was 24 thousandths. So when I overhung right here at 10 thousandths, I knew that I was not going to have an issue, right? Look at that. I'm just teaching you all kinds of stuff. We can just go, go, go. All right, so we're almost done with the part. Look at that. What do we have to do? Roll tap, form tap. You know what I like about form taps? There's no chip involved. It actually goes into a hole and actually forms the metal. And to form the metal has to get hot, so it likes speed. So you can actually go a lot faster with a roll tap than you can with a cut tap, and you're less likely to actually break a tap. I don't know if a lot of people understand that one, but super speed roll tap. You just got to make sure your machine, because it has to like drop down at, you know, boom, 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 and it has to retract. So you got to make sure that your machine can make the thread correctly fast, right? One of the things about cut taps now is when you cut simple, like stainless, like 303, you can form tap or roll tap. But once you get to like your 17.4s and you get to like your harder metals and get into like titanium and stuff, it does not want to form, and you're just going to break a tap. So you have to go to a cut tap or a thread mill. When I actually go into titanium or harder metals, I always thread mill, which I'll teach you later, because if it breaks, it breaks. You can put a new tool in and it's no big deal. But if you break a tap inside the hole, then it is an absolute nightmare. All right. So next thing we're going to do, I'm just going to hit this guy. I am going to come down here. I'm going to duplicate it. I'm going to hit this guy right here. I'm going to edit it. We're going to basically do the same thing, but I'm going to go get a different tool. I'm going to hit down here. Now I'm grabbing my quarter 20 tap. Why does it say 50 thousandths right here? Because it's 20 threads per inch, which would be 20 of them. 20 divided, 1 inch divided by 20 is 50 thousandths, and that's why it says it right there. All right, so I'm gonna hit that guy. Boom, right here. This is a bigger tap than what we've done in the past, So I'm actually going to slow this down a little bit just because of education purposes. You guys are getting tired of me saying that, right? That's it. I'm going to teach you guys to be experts. It's going to be all good. Okay, so now I'm coming up here. We're all good. Everything looks good. I'm going to come over here. I copied it, so it already knows what I want to do. So I'm just going to come over here. And this is all almost exactly the same too. So all I'm going to do is make this, the roll tap is not pushing a chip, so I can actually get pretty close to it. So I'm going to go -0.6 on there. And that should be good. And then you guys can adjust depending on your lead to get your proper thread depth perfect, right? So for me, I'm just going to go -0.6 right there. I'm going to come up here. We are tapping, so right-handed tap. Just like a clock, like it turns, so it turns and rotates and threads into the part and then retracts counterclockwise, right? So that's why they say right hand tapping. Okay, so I'm gonna hit this guy. Boom. Looks good. Look at that. What do you guys think? So we faced it, right? We actually roughed it, right? Looks good, looks good. We actually finished down there. Then we came through. Boom, that looks good. Then we came in here, boom, 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 engrave my eagle. Boom, boom. It is finished. Remember, sometimes I look at over here and you can actually come up here. You can actually grab what you're working on. You can just renumber them. 1, 1, okay. You can X this out and you can see like 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 4, 4, 5, 6, right? Just like your setup sheet. So perfect. Sometimes I do it on camera, sometimes I don't, but you've seen me do it enough so you know how to do it, just like if you want to go up there and post and stuff. All right, so let's go ahead and finish this off real quick. So I'm going to right hand right here. I'm going to go to simulate. Now I will turn on the stock. I'm going to turn off that guy and let's do it. All right, so boom, we're facing it and you can see it. I'm coming around, we're making our cuts. So I'm actually looking around, I'm looking at the depth right here, making sure that I understand how much it's actually cutting, making sure that I'm not going to hit anything. If this thing right here, that my tool actually plunges down right now, then I got problems, right? Because I'm going to hit something. So right now, you don't just simulate to watch something beautiful. You simulate to double check the tool path, make sure that it is absolutely perfect. Makes sense? So that looks good. I'm going to speed this up just a hair. All right. Looks good. Looks good. Oh, we just finished the top. Now we're finished inside there. Boom, boom, boom. Nice. Chamfer, 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 chamfer. Engrave the top. Now we're drilling. Now we're drilling. Now we're drilling. Oh, I should drop a beat like boom, 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 boom. We're drilling. We're drilling. We're making it happen. Oh, there's the eagle. Look, it's orange. Like, oh. All right, guys. The Titan 5M is complete. We are done. Boom.